Hello everyone! Welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be working on a very special project. We're going to be working on the pecoras today. This is the first stream since me returning to Kai Expo. So it's been a little bit of time. It's been about like 10 days or so. The last few days was just me preparing for the convention. So it's been about like a week since I last started streaming, and yeah, I kind of miss it. It was yeah, a long break for recently for how much I've been streaming. So yeah. Mainly I wanted to start streaming because I was getting wiggy about COVID and whatnot. So if this is the end, then that would not be good. But I wore a mask pretty much through all of it. But yeah, I'm now hearing on the news on X or Twitter that it's been interesting. But yeah, Kai Expo, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, now I'm here. You know how But yeah. What's the name of this stream? It's been a while, yes indeed. I'm back from Kai Expo, and yeah. Glad to be back streaming and making the cutouts. Now we are returning back to the grind. I'm insanely paranoid that I have COVID since attending, because now I'm seeing on Twitter people are getting the virus, but we shall see if I have it. If I have it again, then basically I'll have, I would have gotten it for the third time, but I mean, I wore a mask pretty much throughout the whole thing, but yeah, whenever I get COVID, I always go through the motions as if I'm dying, so, you know. How many more? There's like probably 50 left. Right now I'm working on the Pecora soldiers, so, yeah, I'm not making the main 500 right now, so, but yeah. So I'm dealing with anxiety after the con because of COVID-19, but overall I think I'm okay. We'll see though. We'll see how long I can remain calm, and you know, we shall see how things turn out. You know, it's gonna feel like as each day goes by and I feel fine. There's gonna be more weight lifted off me. I think I'll really know by tomorrow if I have it, but we'll see. We're making the Pecora soldiers. This is a part of the VTuber Republic video, so this is like the army. And yeah, I thought I would do this just because, you know, I've been working on like a variety of VTubers for a while, so now I just kind of want to do one of the same. And what's more fun to make one single cutout of than like Pecora with a I don't know what it even is, like Marmalite of some form. But yeah, we're making Pecora holding a machine gun, and yeah, that's what we're doing. Pecora with a machine gun. She is the goat. When in doubt, peppermint, yeah. I may put it out on Twitter, actually, that I'm streaming. I haven't done that in a while, just because, you know, it's right after Kai, so I'll probably do that. Yeah, hold on, I'm taking the photo, and I'm gonna put this on Twitter right now. Hold on. Hold on, I'm sharing the link to YouTube. Alrighty. What do the Pecora cutouts have to do with the 500? They're like a separate division of the 500, essentially. They're a separate division for the video. They're kind of like the army of the VTuber Republic. Meanwhile, the 500 cutouts are the citizens, if that makes sense. That's generally the way that I'm thinking about this video, so... But yeah. Really hope I don't have COVID though. That's like the thing that's like, it's burned into my mind now that I'm thinking about and concerned. If I have it, then I will have gotten it 3 times in a row. Happy to see you after Offkai. Yeah, I really enjoyed my time there at Offkai. It was the first time. That I went to Offkai and I got to do. Hold on, I should turn this down. Yeah, it was my first time at Offkai, and yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it was a lot more populated this year. How are your legs after the wind? They're pretty. They're okay. I know, like trying to get Mume into the car was a bit of a it was a bit of a struggle, but yeah, that's crazy. You should. It was just as hard trying to get the 20-foot tall cutout in the venue with wind like that. Since for this year at Kai Expo, I brought the giant cutout for the closing ceremony. So yeah. Love seeing you at Kai. Good job wrangling Mume through those winds. Yeah, definitely. It was rough, man. You know, doing all that. So, but overall, I think the convention was really nice. It was the first convention that like I drove to, or no, that's not true. I mean, I drove to Anime Expo, but it was the first convention where I had to drive like really far to get it. I basically had to drive from San Diego to San Francisco, but alongside that, drive 8 hours with like the giant 11-foot tall Mume. And the 20-foot tall cutout that I brought for the closing ceremony. So it was like, for 8 hours, I was basically squished by poles and paper. So it was a bit of a hassle to get it up there. But I'm really glad that I did it, if that makes sense. So, yeah. What I liked about Kai Expo is it had a very, I don't know what the word is. It's definitely different compared to like bigger conventions like that are held like in convention centers like SakuraCon or Anime Expo, in that I feel like it was a lot more closely knit together, if that makes sense. So like at Anime Expo, you know, you'll find like anime is so big that like all of the anime is so big that there's community. In the anime communities, there are communities, but it felt like this. It was just like one big community all showing up at one place, which I feel, you know, gave it a much more, I don't know what type of vibe. Much more close-knit vibe, if that makes sense. Like everyone, you know, had more in common together, if that makes sense, which I really liked about it. So, but yeah. Okay, hold on. Please play school mode. I'm sure I know. Wouldn't have to explain. Oh yeah, I think that's Danganronpa, or like the sussy mode. By the way, how did you deliver that? Yeah, I made it at the con. Basically, basically what I did is that the giant cutout, it was rolled up, and I had to almost construct it like at scratch at convention for the closing ceremony. So. I was really stressed about that too, because like I didn't know how well it was gonna look after being like rolled up in the car for 3 days. So like the day that it was, you know, going to be displayed, I was very tense about the situation, just because that alongside the fact that I only had like 2 hours to set it up, which I thought was enough time, but you know, if it didn't work out, then like I was kind of like, you know, screwed in a way. So, um, but yeah, um, but yeah. I agree with the close knit vibe. It felt like you could strike up a conversation with everyone. Yeah, that's what I really liked about Offkai, you know, and that's why I felt it was kind of different than like any other convention I'd been to, you know, just because like at Anime Expo, for example, like again, like the like Anime Expo is just like, you know, the anime community, but the community is so big that there's like multiple communities in the anime community. But this, it just felt like VTubers, and that's it. And you know, it felt really really cool. Or if you know, hadn't experienced anything like that before, that type of vibe. What's crazy about like Offkai too is like the last day of like the convention. It was so weird because like on the last day of the convention, it was just basically like a party. Like even though everything closed in like the vendor halls and there were no more panels, like the upstairs like part of the convention was still like it was still raving with like, you know, there being a ton of people and like people like serving out like free drinks and whatnot, and it was like, man, I did not expect like, you know, the convention to still operate after it officially closed. Is pretty interesting to say nonetheless. I heard something like, because it was like going on so long, like they shut it down, like the hotel did or something, because it was like getting into like past midnight and people were still like partying and like, you know, talking like on top of like in the hotel like area. So it's pretty interesting. But yeah. I recorded you carrying the Mume cutout, but I didn't know it was Topher. I appreciate it. Yes, indeed, that was me. So this is my first time being live. Mm-hmm. It was fun being awake till like 5 a.m. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about Offline. No matter which VTubers they like, everyone's a VTuber fan. It's like being with your people. Yeah, that's why I felt. Yeah, you know, it was very very cool. It was also very cool to there's something like really cool about like conventions on the smaller side. When I went to Kai Expo, the other cool thing is that it's also like small enough to the point where you could actually like realistically meet like people that you've like, you know, talked to online with. You know, I like at Anime Expo, like I may meet like one or two people like I have interacted with online, but like when I went to Kai Expo, I basically, you know, met everyone. So it was, yeah, it's definitely very, very cool to, you know, meet a bunch of people that I've either collaborated with or, you know, just, you know, said a word to here and there, like throughout, of course, you know, throughout the years I've been in the VTuber industry. So, yeah. It was a lot of fun, to say, nonetheless. Yeah, it was a very interesting experience. I brought Mume instead of like Sayaka Mizuno. Like when I usually go to like a convention, I bring like Sayaka Mizuno because like that's kind of like my trademark. But I felt like for this, I would just bring like a giant Mume since she's my Oshi, you know, just because I felt like it was more fitting for the con. So yeah. But yeah, it's so cool too, like meeting like a bunch of the people that I've made into cutouts, if that makes sense. It's very interesting, like seeing someone like online and then meeting them like actually in person, if that makes sense. So it's yeah, it's quite surreal, to be honest. There are a ton of people that I met, so I think that's why I enjoyed about it like the most is that just the people that I got to meet that, you know, that knew of my stuff. it was interesting to like talk to them IRL, if that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not sure what else happened that day. Yeah. Boop, boop. I saw that. I loved seeing Giant Mume walk around, yeah. Would you end up going next year? Yeah, probably. Like, I enjoyed it a lot, despite it being, like, on the smaller end. Like, when I first was considering going, I was... Oh, my music stopped, by the way. When I first considered going, I was a little hesitant because, like, I wasn't sure if, like, I was gonna be, like, waiting around a lot, if that makes sense, because, obviously it's not as big as, like, other conventions, like Anime Expo or something, which I'm, like, used to, but, yeah, overall it was fun, what it lacked in, like, space, I think it more made up for in, community, so, that's what I enjoyed the most out of it. But yeah, it's very cool though. My whole experience there. I got to do a lot of cool things. Like I signed a few things, which was pretty interesting. I signed a guitar, which was I thought that was super cool. Let me see. Got to meet like a lot of people in the industry, like Mr. Gunrun. Prism's old CEO before it like dissolved. It was very wholesome meeting him. So, and a few other people. Yeah, overall I just had a very, very good time. It was nice. I hope they get a bigger venue, spend a lot of time in lines. Still had a blast. Yeah, that's the one thing I missed out on, actually. I missed out on, I missed out on the, like, the concerts and whatnot. So, yeah. I think it was because, like, I was so worried, about the next day. Like, at the event, I was involved in, like, some... I mean, very small, but some behind the scenes stuff. So I was like mostly just focused on that, and yeah, I heard the convention or the what is it called, the concert and whatnot for like Kiara, and I wish I went to that. It was really fun. The vendor hall line was especially long. Yeah, it was great when you could get in though. I love seeing all the booths. Yeah, definitely. That's the other thing too. Like when like the convention is like focused on one particular thing, like what I realized is that there's like a ton of things that are like way more interesting to me. So it was very unique going into like a what is it called? A vendor's booth, and basically everything at every single table is something that I would be interested in buying in. So like sometimes when I go to other conventions, it's they may have like only like 20% of the booths like I'm actually interested, but here basically every single one of them, it was it was definitely up my lane in terms of things that I like. So that's why I love that's why I loved about it too. I love your cutouts. I ended up making one for a friend at Offkai. That's crazy too. At Offkai Expo, I didn't realize like how many cutouts were at the event. Like there were a ton of them like throughout the whole thing. Like I think that's also why I enjoyed it as well, just because it was there was a lot of like what I do at the event, if that makes sense, in terms of cutouts and just posters or whatever it may be. So it was cool seeing all that stuff. I feel like next year I would love to do something again. Like this year I kind of just like how do you say, this year I pretty much just said I want to make something, and they got back to me, and I did. But if I can next year, I'd love to do more, like bring more cutouts that they can actually like keep at the event, you know, and it being displayed for all 3 days, or you know, just something. Honestly, yeah. I was a little hesitant to like bring something that would be like a permanent display, just because I didn't know, you know, what the actual like place looks like. So I didn't really bring too much more than the 20-foot tall cutout that I brought for the ending ceremony. So yeah. Oh yeah, Off-Guide prints a lot of them. They had a lot last year too. Yeah. Man, I hope to go to Off-Guide. It's my goal next year as a small VTuber. Love the work you do. Yeah. It's definitely a lot of fun, in my opinion. So, plans for Anime Expo? Yeah, I'm going to Anime Expo. Yeah, I'm gonna be doing a lot more stuff there as well. I think the me bringing the 20-foot tall cutout of their mascot at the closing ceremony, it kind of gave me more confidence to bring more like giant Papercraft projects to conventions. So, because I was concerned about that, like, you know, not going well, but you know, it ended up, you know, doing pretty well, and you know, nothing really went wrong. So for Anime Expo, yeah, I'll probably bring like a few giant cutouts for the world to see. I may have like my own gathering or something. Definitely one thing I'm going to do though is at Anime Expo this year, there is a Hull Live meetup. It's the one by Hull Takeover. I'm definitely gonna bring some stuff there. I was thinking of like bringing like every single like Hull Live member to the gathering, actually, alongside like the giant Yago head that I usually do. I think that would be pretty cool. So yeah, Anime Expo is like it's in a month, and I'm pretty excited about that. There's like a lot of stuff I want to bring. So yeah, and I think I should probably actually mention this. I've been like waiting for Anime Expo to release their schedule, but you know, they haven't done it yet, and I feel like promoting it. But in about at Anime Expo, I think it's on the second day, I'm actually hosting a panel as well, just sort of about like, you know, my Papercraft stuff and what I do. So I think it should be really fun. I've never done a panel before, but yeah, I'm gonna be hosting one at Anime Expo. So it's on the second day, and I think it's like at 10 or something. But yeah. I can imagine 1,000 cutouts all over the venue. That would be legendary. I would definitely do something like that, you know? Like, especially after making 500, it's, before, like, creating 500 cutouts, it was kind of like a unfathomable task to make that many, but after, you know, doing it, it's now, you know, it's not as daunting for me to, like, you know, make that many. So I would love just to make that many cutouts, just because of the room. Like, you know, my house and whatnot, it's big and whatnot for setting up lots of cutouts, but I like bringing my cutouts to like different scenes and like places, if that makes sense. So for like photos, and I think the convention would be like a perfect place for me to like set something up. I'd just be interested in, you know, the photos that come from it, if they allow me to do that for their thing. But yeah. But yeah, it was a good time. I enjoyed it very much so. Trying to think if anything happened while I was there. I said this before, but I was just really glad to meet a bunch of people that I've never met before in person, you know. I feel like going to off Kai Expo is good for me because in the VTubing community, I'm kind of like on my own little like island, if that makes sense. Like I don't really collaborate with a lot of people or like talk to people that are in the scene. I kind of just like do my own thing, and you know, people react to it. So it was nice to have a change in pace and actually go out and socialize with people in the VTubing scene. So. But yeah. But yeah. Wait, what convention were you at? I was at Off Kai Expo. Off Kai Expo, yeah, it was very, very good. So yeah, I'm trying to think. Did anything happen like while I was there? What was the cutout? Wait, was that what the cutouts were for? They for something else? Yeah, that's what the cutouts were for. Not the ones in my hallway, but the one that, if you saw on Twitter, there was like a big cutout that I posted and it had like a bunch of chairs in front of it. That one was for Off Kai, so yeah. I'm trying to think, did anything happen like at Off Kai Expo? The drive up though was miserable to Off Kai. It was the longest drive I've ever been on, honestly. It was so like it was terrible. Like I woke up or no, on the way there I had basically no sleep, and my roommate like drove me up there, and yeah, it was just a long drive. In the morning the car didn't work, and like we had to restart the battery with like jumper cables, and just like a whole bunch of other stuff happened. It was not good, man. I won't I won't share some of the details, but yeah, it was bad. But once we were there, it was quite fun. Lots happen, depends on what you want to know. Yeah. Also, nice AK person. Sorry to hear the drive was rough. I mean, it was alright, but it was just, yeah, it was just long. The drive back, though, was, like, way easier. Like, the drive back felt like I was driving to LA or something. Like, it was very, very weird. I guess it's because I was tired when I drove up there, and when I drove back, I was well rested, so. Have driven to Washington State to Central Coast, California. It takes 2 days. Yeah, I can't imagine anything longer than that drive. The good thing is, though, like when I drive up to AMA Expo, it's gonna be nothing, like compared to driving from San Fran to San Diego. So now driving to LA is just gonna be like driving to the park for me. So that's the one benefit to this is AMA Expo drive won't be so bad. Usually it is for me, even though it's like 2 hours long. Yeah, there were a bunch of VTubers I also saw on screen too. I talked to, let me see, don't remember. I saw Rima on screen, but there was like a line. I wanted to say hi, but yeah, the line was too long. Have driven trip from Washington State. Yeah, it's good. Anime Expo has its own location source cutout printer. Mm-hmm. That be true. But yeah. I also got a bunch of people, or met a bunch of people at Kai Expo that, you know, I'm probably going to turn into cutouts, so should be pretty good. I also learned that, you know, San Francisco, the wind is just insane here. Some people were mentioning this already, like in the chat, like when I first started the stream, but I did not know San Francisco could get that windy. Like, you think a place that would be that windy would be like something like Chicago or something because it's called the Windy City, but man, I feel like that title deserves to be San Francisco. It was so windy, man. Like, I've never experienced wind that was that strong, and yeah, it just kind of hit me out of the blue once I was there. The wind was so strong that basically when I was holding Mume, I felt like if I jumped, I could probably like fly for a brief like moment in time. Like, it was just ridiculous. It felt like the wind there was like wind that came from like a typhoon or a tornado. It was just out of this world. I wonder what causes that. I guess it's because like the hotel, it's like right next to like a bunch of water or something, and like I know like beaches can get pretty windy, but I'm graduating in 4 days, so I'm so glad the Zen streams are back. Yeah, I'm gonna, you know, return to streaming. I honestly missed it, so oh, yeah, I remember, or I know what I should talk about next. So, oh crap, I don't know where Pikora's shoe went. Was curious, what would happen to your cutouts when there's 35-mile wind? It would basically go flying, essentially. Like, I can only imagine it would not be good at all. What was funny though, speaking about me streaming, is that so a lot of the VTubers like I met there, like my streams, right? They're not very big at all. Like, you know, maybe at most maybe like 20 people would show up. So when I was actually at the convention and I met like a bunch of VTubers I knew of, I did not expect like them to even like, you know, knew that I streamed at all, you know, because like I'm not really like a dedicated streamer, you know, like, you know, what I mostly do is just make cutouts and, you know, post them on Twitter or TikTok. So when I got confronted about my weird titles and my weird thumbnails I like include on my streams, and like I got asked about like why I did that by like a few people, and like every time that happened I felt like I died a little bit inside. Like I was at a mixer, and it was the first time it brought up, and my eyes, they just like they went wide for a second, just because like it was like you know, I've been exposed. So but I'm glad to hear that, you know, most people or, you know, most of the people that have seen my stream titles and thumbnails thought it was pretty funny. So yeah, I was just not expecting like people to actually like watch my streams, if that makes sense. So that's also in part the reason why like my stream titles and thumbnails, they're just like absolutely insane and unhinged, you know, because I know like, you know, not too many people are gonna be watching it, so like I can just get away with it because I think it's funny. But yeah. Hold on. How does it feel to have your own panel at AX? Any expectations? Not really. I am a little bit worried because it is a little bit early in the day, the panel. It's like at 10 or something, and if, like, you know, if weebs, you know, if all weebs are kind of like, I feel like all weebs are kind of similar, you know, like most weebs are like, I guess, introverted, so I'm assuming like most people in the anime community are kind of like wake up like later, if that makes sense, like they're night owls, so I am a little bit concerned that, you know, maybe not as many people will show up just because it's like more earlier in the day, but yeah, I'm very excited for it. You know, no matter how many people show up, you know, I'll still do like a good presentation in the panel. So yeah, I'm very excited to do it. Yeah. Funny story, as you were doing a silent stream a few weeks ago, I forgot my phone was still playing the video. I heard a Windows alert from your computer, or from... Oh wait, I forgot my phone was still playing your video and heard a Windows alert sound from your computer over my phone, and I was in shock. I was just sad there wasn't a 100+ episode Tobin Plays Minecraft series that I somehow missed. Yeah. That's so funny. They're all like, all my titles, they're just insane. And I got asked actually at the convention, like, why do I use it, you know? Some people thought it was like some form of like clickbait is the reason why I have my thumbnails like that, but in reality, the real reason why my stream titles and thumbnails are just like that is because I just simply enjoy it, and, you know, since like the only type of stream that I really ever do is, you know, making cutouts, like most people who are like frequent watchers of me, like they already know it's gonna be me making cutouts, so like the title and stream name doesn't even really matter anyways, you know? Like, I'm not at the point in streaming either where like I can grow like organically from it, you know, like if like some rando, you know, sees my stream and it has like 13 viewers, like no one's gonna like really click on it, so you know, why not just make it wacky? So because it's funny, or it's fun. I mean, some people may click on it. I'm thinking back, I've clicked on like a few streams that have like 2 viewers or something just to see what it is, but I feel like even at this stage though, it may actually be advantageous because they're gonna click on it just to figure out like what it is, if that makes sense. So maybe it's a good thing. It was really fun talking to various people. The occasional longer combos were nice. Asked many specific for VTuber cards and got them. Yeah. You need a shotgun mic? Yeah. My mic is not the best, honestly. I can't believe though, like how many people or how many VTubers knew that I streamed. Like every time like a VTuber I met like mentioned that I like my streams or that I was a streamer, it always made me so self-conscious just because of like how jank my setup is and like how insane looking my titles and thumbnails are, you know? So but yeah, I think streaming though, it actually helped me for the convention, you know, because like streaming, it helped me be better on camera, I think that also in turn led me be able to get better at, you know, just talking to people. So, because, you know, I'll be honest, like, I really don't go outside too much to talk to people, since, you know, this is the only thing I really do all day is make the cutouts. So streaming helped me touch grass is what I'm saying. It's funny. Yeah, I went to a mixer, so, and yeah, I think streaming kind of like helps me, you know, do better at that. Just because, you know, when you're streaming, you just kind of say like the first thing that like comes to your mind. So, and when you're in like a business mixer, you kind of just have to do that, you know. Like the way that I operated for a long time is that like whatever I say, it's like pre-planned and it's like carefully thought out. But you know, after streaming, you know, I have developed the skill of just being able to say anything and, you know, just rolling with it, you know, not overthinking it. It's very interesting. Hey, you're at 17 viewers, Grow. Yeah, it's because I posted that I was live on Twitter and also Twitter and Instagram. So I put out that I was streaming like for this stream just because I haven't streamed in like 2 weeks almost, and I just got back from a convention. So if anyone who met me like at Kai Expo wanted to say hi and like what I thought about the event, they could come here. So yeah, probably in the next stream though, it's gonna be very small again, just because you know, it's gonna be more focused on me being productive and making cutouts rather than like talking to the chat. So I'm excited though for what is to come. You know. Is this what you do for a living? Not what I do for a living, but it is what I do basically every day. So, I'm excited for Anime Expo. My little sister didn't get to go last year, so she's super excited to see you this year. Yeah, there's gonna be like a few things where you'll be able to see me and like my work. The Anime Expo, or the Hololive like meetup that they do at Anime Expo, that's organized by Hollow Takeover and Raz. It was the event that Yago like showed up to like last year. I'm gonna be there. I'm probably gonna bring more than just like a Yago head, so I'll be there. Then I have my panel as well. Then I'm probably gonna do like, I'll probably bring like a giant cutout there too, and I'll probably not do it on the last day this year. I'll probably do it like on the first or whatever day it is. So maybe not the first because we're gonna be driving up there, but maybe the third or second day. I don't know. So yeah. You make me want to make more cutouts. Wanted to say hi, but you seem so busy. Hope to say hi at AX. Yeah, if you see me at AX, like, yeah, just say hi. You know, it's very it's very easy to recognize me at Anime Expo just because, like, you know, when I go to Anime Expo, I either have like a humongous cutout with me that just like towers over everybody, or I wear my Mizuno like peacock thing. I don't even know how to describe it, but if you see a bunch of Mizuno heads, then there's like a, you know, 99% chance that it's probably me, since Mizuno was such a niche character. But yeah. Yeah, there's a ton of stuff I gotta do for it. I gotta put together the presentation and whatnot, and then yeah, just a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know what I'm gonna use, like what program I should use, like whether I should use what is it called, PowerPoint, or like how you know, conventions generally like make how do convention panels, like what software they use, like what is the best. I feel like whenever I think of PowerPoint, I just think of like business meetings, you know, and that's like kind of boring, and I don't want it to be like that. So I'll really have to think about, you know, how I'm gonna make it. At the end, though, at the end of the panel, though, I'm gonna hold like a Q&A just for people to ask like any questions that they have, if that makes sense. So, yeah, should be really fun. Bit nervous. Never held like a panel before, but yeah, should be good. What's your career? Well, that's a secret. It's the open secret. That's what it is. Got recommendation to start out. Recommendation to start out. Just use the website, the rasterbaiter.net. That's like the best website to make cutouts on, and if you can, just use don't use regular paper. Use photo glossy paper. It will make your cutouts just look 1,000 times better. So yeah, regular paper kind of is not the greatest. Like the reason why, you know, the cutouts I make, they look more, I don't know what it is, like lifelike, like they're actually like there, if that makes sense, is because the paper that I use, it's not normal paper. Like normal paper, it's kind of I don't know how to describe it. Like when you see like something printed on like paper like that's used for newspaper, it's not as like vibrant in the colors. So when you print like on a surface that has like a gloss to it, that's like sort of shiny, it kind of brings like the anime like cutouts to life, just because, you know, in anime, like the colors are very vibrant and like everything is like super shiny. So yeah, just use photo glossy paper. That would probably be my biggest thing if you want to like make the cutout look like super good, you know, like borderline, you know, professional. So the paper is a lot more expensive, but in my opinion, it's worth it. Like the result is just so good. When I touch the paper I use is photo glossy paper, but it smears. Higher quality cutout. Yeah. That I'm not sure about, like how to fix. I actually, my big printer, it does smear if you touch the ink like immediately after you print it. So I just let it like wait for a while before the ink dries. So, but yeah. Where do you buy the paper? Amazon, anywhere. The photo glossy paper you can basically buy anywhere. Like if you want it like today, you can go to someplace like Staples. Like the giant 42-foot tall Meisno that I made, like the first big cutout I made. I basically got all of the supplies from like my local Staples. So yeah, you don't have to like outsource anywhere like crazy, like I don't know, like a paper company or something that's like really niche and online. You can just like, you know, go to someplace like Staples or Amazon. So yeah, even today I still use Amazon or like somewhere similar. For my little printers. For my big printer, you have to like go to somewhere more specialized, because like obviously for these machines, like they're meant for like, you know, like printing businesses. So, you know, not that you can't really go to like a store that's like, you know, selling products that's just mainly for like consumers. But yeah, it's good. You can get very far though like in terms of like making like really cool cutouts with just like, you know, run of the mill like materials, if that makes sense. Like basically, I didn't start, you know, using like an industrial grade printer until like basically 6 months ago. You know, even when I had this thing, I was still using my little printers just because I like doing it with them like so much more. So yeah. Might just need time to dry, yeah. My printer, but yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's really crazy, like the stuff that you can make with printers, like really any type of printer too. Like, I want to like preface, you know, I know like, you know, it may seem like, you know, I have like the best like equipment, but when I first like started making cutouts, like, and actually the cutout that I made, my very first giant cutout on the 42-foot Mizuno, I used like, you know, the worst printer basically imaginable. It was like an $80 printer that I got from like from Staples, and yeah, I used ink cartridges instead of like ink bottles, which is what I use now. So it wasn't like an EcoTank printer, and it still, you know, it printed out something that was really cool. So like it's definitely, I would say making cutouts, it's definitely about like just the paper you use, and I would say like how experienced you are with actually like taping it together, in terms of like how the cutout's gonna like turn out and look. So yeah, the printer doesn't really matter, like in my opinion, like, you know, the quality of the cutout, since, you know, since my very first cutout that I made, it was giant and used basically a printer that is, you know, that was like $80. So I think it was actually, it was like 76 or something. It was literally the cheapest printer out there. It like, I went to Staples, there was like 10 printers on the shelf, and I chose the cheapest one. So yeah. But yeah. So it's yeah, with very small, with very you know, normal supplies, you can make some really cool things, if that makes sense. But yeah. Can I draw you a Saika Mizuno? This is quite helpful. Which method should I use to combine the smaller pages? Should I wait? Which method should be used to combine together for smaller papers? Yeah, I mean, you can start cutting from like normal size sheets. Yeah. I mean, that's what I did when I first started. Cutting from normal size sheets, though, it's a bit of a pain in my opinion. After doing like 17 by 11s for so long. But yeah, I honestly want to see, like, I want to challenge myself and like try to make like cutouts from like 12 different sizes. So like at the very beginning, I make cutouts from like 2 inches tall, like pages that are like 2 inches by 2 inches, and see how long it takes me to make a life-size cutout. Then I like scale up from like 5 inches to 5 inches and see how long it takes me. Then eventually A4 paper, so like normal paper. Then 17 and 11, which I'm used to, and then finally just like one big one. I'm very curious to see like the time it takes me to make a cutout, and like how it looks like at each scale. Do you change the printer settings to be able to print on glossy, or do you leave it to default? Oh yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, when you get glossy paper, you have to change the printer setting to print on glossy, or else like it will not look good. So basically I don't know how it is on Windows, but if you're on Mac, like the printer, it's basically built in, so you just change it to print on glossy. So yeah, but yeah. How do you cut out the cutout so precisely? Oh, you know, I'm just used to it, but yeah. I'm just used to cutting, you know, I've been doing this for 10 million years, so. Quite the scaling. And also, what's your VTuber cutout you made? Technically, okay, I was gonna say the 30-foot tall Mori Calliope I made. Like, that was like the first, like, cutout that I put effort into. Yeah, actually, the very first VTuber cutout I made was Mori Calliope. It was like a life-size cutout of her, though. It wasn't like a 30-foot tall version. Basically, my friends were like in a Discord call with me, and they were like, "Oh yeah, it'd be cool if like you made like Hololive cutouts," and it's like, yeah, I think that would be cool. And like I just did this like just to like shock them. So like as like we were on the call, I started making the cutout, and like as soon as the call ended, like I already had finished the cutout, so I posted on Discord, and they were like, "Oh, how did you do that? That's so you did that so fast," and like they were amazed on you know how fast I made the cutout. So that was my first cutout, the Mori Calliope cutout that I made. So, you know. Yeah, it was first a Mori Calliope cutout. I made it like in like 20 minutes or something. Or no, it was 40, but yeah. If I remember correctly. I remember that precisely just because I was like speedrunning myself because I wanted to get the reaction because based on how fast I made it. So my printer processing evidently I put it into another paper, don't set it. Sometimes even, yeah. Yeah, sometimes, man, the printers are just like rambunctious. That's what they do, man. The printers, they have temper tantrums, so they were, yeah. Yeah, the first cutout I ever made of VTuber was like Mori Calliope. Then I made Kiryu Coco and like Neanners, and then like I stopped for like a year, and then I resumed by making a 30-foot tall cutout of Mori Calliope. What's so funny about like when I made Mori Calliope is that when I made her, I was barely into the VTuber rabbit hole. Like the reason why I made her is because my friend was into VTubers, and like, you know, he suggested that I make her a long time ago. So like eventually I did, and yeah, little did I know, making that one single cutout of Mori Calliope would get me into this whole like rabbit hole, if that makes sense. You know, now I'm out here, you know, buying like all of the what is it called, the council, or I guess the promise, or well, no, it has Sana, so it's like the council plushies, and you know, I got like their their Y Schwartz cards and everything, man. It's crazy how the metamorphosis has happened. But yeah. Why is the gun more realistic than Pecora? The reason why is because this is it's a sprite edit technically. So this gun is not supposed to be drawn. This gun is from a different sprite than Pecora, but her hands are edited and drawn to make it so she's holding it, if that makes sense. So this gun is actually from a game called Girls Frontline, if that makes sense. So it was drawn by I do not know how to pronounce it right, or maybe I do, but I'm unsure. But yeah, the artist that drew like the hands and, you know, this this thing right here is named Mingze. So yeah, I commissioned her to draw this for the video, and yep, here we are. We're cutting them out now. First Papercraft thing I did was Satoshi Nakamoto. So yeah. But yeah. So that's that. And yeah. Thought that was just Photoshop. Nope, not at all. I think it looks quite good actually. What makes it like look good is the fact that this gun was being held by a different anime girl. So like the only thing I really did here was, or that Minsei did, was like make Pecora hold the gun now. So like before this was being held by a different like anime girl, but now just Pecora is holding it. So I think it transitions better, if that makes sense. Like it works better in terms of like the aesthetic. Did you have them yourself or find a photo on the line? I found a photo online. So yeah, the art style matches. Yeah, the art style matches just because of, you know, what I was saying earlier. Yeah, the gun was like drawn to like fit with an anime girl holding it, so that's why I think like Pecora holding it like fits so well. I was thinking originally like I would just like hire someone to draw like a gun, if that makes sense. I was thinking of like you know, just getting someone to draw Pecora holding a gun, but you know, I know like for some artists like drawing like you know, certain things, it's a little bit more difficult. So if it's not like, you know, within their thing, like I'm not sure like, you know, what, you know, everyone's capabilities. So I thought, you know, just to lessen the workload, I would just like find a gun that I like and just put it on there. So yeah, like when I was drawing, like there are certain things that came really easy to me, and like certain things that I could not draw at all, if that makes sense. Like yeah, same thing. Like drawing, I feel like, yeah, when I was drawing like machines, if that makes sense. Drawing machines and like just like random creatures, if that makes sense, it came a lot easier to me than like drawing like figures, if that makes sense. Like I know some like, you know, artists who are like really good at like drawing like characters, but they've told me like they're not so good at like drawing like vehicles and whatnot. So that's the reason why I just decided to take the gun and make Pecora hold it. I think it looks really good in my opinion, honestly. Yeah. I don't know. Kai Expo was fun. Well, trying to think if there's anything else. I just liked I liked every single part of the convention, like the whole space and everything. What was I gonna say? Like the gaming hall. I liked yeah, the whole thing. What's that emoji badge from? Don't know. Do not know. But this Pecora is done, so that's cool. I'm gonna cut her out and yeah. I gotta think. Yeah. You should hit the parties next year. We're also fun and welcoming to Chatta. Yeah, that's the other thing. I heard there was like a Phase Connect party, and I didn't know where it was. Like, yeah, I heard there was a Phase Connect party, but I had no idea like where it was. It was, yeah, I wanted to go to that though, but I kind of got like too like tunnel visioned about the next day since I had to stand up the cutout. I'm curious, like, I know the last day was like crazy because like basically the upstairs like part of the atrium just kind of became like a weeb frat party. Was it like that like every single day? The only reason why I knew that too is because on the last day I actually stayed at the hotel. The first 2 days I didn't stay at the hotel because I was staying at like a different place. I didn't book it in time, so. But yeah, I'd love to go to the parties, honestly. Like, I'm curious whether they were outside of the atrium and like at a different place or like where they were. But yeah. Alright. Now I gotta cut this Pecora off. There were parties everywhere. Official parties were on the second floor, I see. Interesting. Yeah, I was just kind of like roaming around. I mean, the last day I went, the party on the last day I went to, but I think that's pretty much about it. The one after the convention, we were just walking around. I helped with the one on the second floor. We'd love to have you for next year. Yeah, I'd definitely be down for it. I don't know. Are they gonna still hold Offkai at the Burlingame hotel? I feel because I saw that last year they had like 719 attendance or something, or 790 and 10 attendance or something, and this year at the closing ceremony they said they had like 2,200 or something. So I feel like pretty soon, you know, they're gonna have so many people that they're not gonna have any more room, and they're gonna have to go somewhere else or something. I'm curious, like, were a lot of these parties, were they like at separate locations that you had to drive through, or were they all like in the hotel or just like different places? Nope, all in the Hyatt, yeah. I guess that makes sense. Yeah, who would want to drive someplace? They were held in suite rooms. Interesting. I guess, yeah, I guess they were quite exclusive then. Yeah, I'd love to come though. So far it's unknown, but it would be cool to have a different con like in LA. Yeah. You know, honestly, I was actually thinking of, yeah, something like that. There's no, I don't think there's any anime convention that occurs in San Diego at all, which is pretty interesting. Thinking like down the line I may want to start one. There's Anime Impulse in San Diego. Oh yeah, that's true. Anime Impulse though last time was like in what is it called? It was like in San Clemente or something, I think. Like I don't think they're. I mean, maybe Anime Impulse changed, but I don't think. Maybe there is a convention, but what I was gonna say is that like I don't think there's any anime convention that's like in downtown San Diego, like where the Midway is and like all the tall buildings where the convention center is. Oh my god, the TokenCon would be the only one I'd be brave enough to go. Yeah, if I made a convention, I was thinking like it would have like the distinct feature that it would be like decorated like head to toe with like cutouts everywhere, like more cutouts than like any convention has ever seen before. Like to the point, okay, this is a joke, but like to the point where there are more cutouts in the convention than there are attendees attending the convention. So like like it has to have like a cutout ratio between for like every attendant there's like 2 cutouts, so just to make it like, you know, have like the Tobin Jacobs flavor to it. Maybe that's the name for it. It's called Cutout Con or something. That'd be pretty funny. That's what I'd call it, Cutout Con. We got Comic Con and Cutout Con, and they're both in San Diego. So much paper at the convention. Yeah. In the lobby, they had a big board so you could advertise your party or other events. Really? Interesting. Yeah. That'd be cool to hold like a convention. It's just decorated like to the max with like anime merchandise. Like imagine like a convention, but the entire thing just looks like the Mizuno rooms. So you're literally having like there's a convention inside a fever dream basically, and it's all anime. That'd be so cool. Maybe like in the future, like if I get like a higher budget, I'll do something like that. Like if I ever get like a Mr. Beast video, like I'll start my own convention and like it'll be called like Cutout Con or Paper Con or whatever you want to call it. And it's anime. It'd be like my version of like a Ludwig like invitational Smash tournament or something. I'd be kind of afraid of people like stealing stuff though. I know like I know that there's like a trend to like steal anime cutouts at conventions, so I feel like they disappear or something, or people take them. That was something I was very curious about off Kai Expo as well. Like, how do you? There were so many cutouts like at the venue. I was just like, and like, I was just curious like how they prevented people like from stealing them. Honestly, because like there are people at the conventions that also brought cutouts of their own, and like some of them they were basically you couldn't really tell the difference between like the quality of like the cutouts that were like for the event and then the cutouts that like people had brought with them. So I was really curious about like how they prevented people from stealing the cutouts like at the event. So like I wonder if they had like just like air tag on them or something. That would be pretty interesting. Security was probably hell on top of it, yeah. Something like that. Like they just have like a 27 surveillance camera on the cutouts. Like 7 monitors and it's like all the cutouts in the venue or something. Could be something like that. I feel like that would be hard though, regardless, Because like, yeah. I tried to ask ConOps. Oh god, hold on. I just sneezed and I'm gonna be right back. Oh god. Alright. Hold on. Sneeze bad. Me seeing Ko take one of them. Yeah, I saw that tweet. That was funny. Kirisuzo was missing after the concert and found in staff's room later. was forgotten, I think. On the last night, police and security told everyone that partying in the atrium after 2 a.m. would be charged with trespassing. If you were just chilling, it was fine. Yeah, that's what I heard. Like, I heard that, you know, like, the people were kicked out, basically, on the last day of the convention. Yeah, I know someone brought their own, and it looks so official that I managed to be a part of all the official ones next to the atrium. Yeah, that was just confusing to me. I was like, yeah, it's like people are bringing cutouts of their own, and they look similar to the ones that are for the event. So like, how do you know, like, you know, if someone's stealing the cutouts? You know, it's very interesting. So. And many were waiting, so when it was empty, they'd take them. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, you know, obviously, you can't like really monitor like the cutouts 24/7. So like, how do you just like prevent someone from going out in the middle of the night and like, you know, taking them essentially? Yeah, there's a lot to think about if I were to hold my own convention, and like it would be like a cutout, and it'd be cutout con essentially. How would I prevent people from stealing the cutouts? I mean, like it's wild, man. Have you ever made a Futachi Muna cutout? I don't think so, but yeah. Oh, which cutouts do you know sold in the bids for the highest price? Oh, that's what was crazy. I saw, or at the party at the last day, so it was technically a Monday because it was like Monday morning. I met someone who like, he bought a cutout for like $600, and I was like, dang man, that's crazy. So. Yeah, I saw the bidding basically like on the last day, where they were like auctioning them off. All the cutouts I saw that others brought had some custom with them. There was a guy with a Pippa one that was rigged with lights and speakers and said PPP. Yeah, I saw that too. 600. There was one that sold for 3,000. What? That's crazy. I thought, dang man, I thought that was a lot of. I thought 600 was a lot to spend. That's insane, honestly. Wait, was it the Lisa one? I forgot. Was it? She just joined an agency, I believe. I forgot which one though. She just joined an agency. She has like an eye patch, and yeah, I forgot her name. That was me? That was you? Like, do you remember? Like, do you remember on the last day, like some person like asking you? It was two guys, and they asked you how much was the cutout? That's hilarious, bro. Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, that's crazy though. I did not know like the cutouts they could like fetch for like that much money. Yeah, during the last day of the party, I was kind of like I don't know what should you say. I was like trying to socialize, but like I did not do too well of a job at that. So I didn't recognize you. I was running on 1 hour sleep. That's hilarious. Well, I mean, yeah, most people don't really recognize me unless I have like a giant cutout with me. So, since I don't really like show my face really too much, if that makes sense. So. Their their monetization is very possible for you. Yeah, that's funny. I was gonna get the Pippa one too, but my friend took my phone away. That's funny. I was thinking too, like if I'm ever like at a convention like off guy again, I think it would be fun to like set up if I have like permission somehow to like sell like VTuber cutouts. I think that would be a lot of fun, and and I actually make it at the convention. Like what I'm doing now, I just do that for people who want like a cutout of whoever it is, and like I make it like in front of their face, like cut it out and like stand it up in the whole shebang. I think that would be pretty fun. Well, at least did get to meet you, yeah. That's pretty funny. What I liked about Offkai 2 was the fact that it was much more relaxed, if that makes sense. Like you didn't feel like you had to like be somewhere, or there wasn't as much like FOMO to try to see everything that you can, if that makes sense. Like I feel like sometimes like at Anime Expo, I kind of feel like, oh, I gotta like walk around like the entire like convention center and like do that multiple times to see everything that's there. But for this convention, since it's like, you know, a little bit smaller, what I liked about it is that it it had much more of like a relaxed vibe. Like, you know, you could just like sit around and like hang out, and you know, it was chill, you know. So just because like the whole thing was a lot smaller, so there wasn't like as much to explore. But that in turn, I think gave it like a much more you know, chill sort of vibe to it, you know. So I pay for a cutout of our Guru project, Dead Phantom, I'd say, for that. Nice. My first con was more relaxed one. I thought it was pretty packed the first 2 days, yeah. It was a great place to chill. We don't talk about vendors fall in line. Yeah. Yeah, I heard it was yeah, I was heard it was like quite bad. Vendor line monitors were allowing people to walk by for MMGs, I suppose. Really enjoyed Octai. I have so many stories, made so many friends. Even got to eat pancakes with Fishman. Really? Mr. Sakana was there. I didn't get to meet him there. Sadly, I met like Gunrun and you know, his name is, I believe, Annie Live, the CEO of Prism. But yeah, I didn't meet the Fish Man, sadly. That's one of the people I was like most excited to meet, but I guess I just missed them. Gotta see my friend's hobby, and I'll see you later. Alright, I'll see you later. Mr. Sakana. I recently learned that the way you pronounce his name is Sakana rather than Sakana. That's hilarious. Mr. Sakana. Mr. I did not get to meet him. I did not get to meet him, but you know. I wish. Yeah, I drove by some of the staff to Denny's old Ludwig was there too. I see. And now see you next stream. Shall be good. Crazy. But asshole you for. Oh, yeah. Crazy. Oh man. I'm sneezing. Alrighty. This rabbit right here, she's about the last one. I don't know how many I did today. I think I did like 5. humans, I think this is where I'm going to end the stream. You know, I want to start stream just to talk to some people about Kai Expo, but I'm going to get into the locked-in state in a minute here, just because, you know, I have to focus and make like 100 of these, so I'm going to start the stream again, but it's going to be a different stream. It's probably going to be silent, and it's just going to be like me making the cutouts super fast, since, you know, this magnum opus VTuber video, it's going to, like, take a very long time to make, so I have to, you know, hustle and, you know, like, work on it super fast in order to get it done within the next, like, 10 years, so. Yeah, if you have any questions, just ask me now, and I'll answer them. My nose is also killing me. Farewell was a chill stream. Oh yes, I mean I'll be back like basically right away, but it's gonna be a different stream. It's gonna be called, and I'm gonna retitle it, because the point of the stream is just gonna be to document me making these cutouts for the final video that I'm making. So yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Do you eat anything? No. I mean, I did, but not too. It was a while ago. What's the biggest single glossy photo print that could be expected from a? That I'm not sure, honestly. If you mean like the largest size they print, so. It's probably like 17 by 11 or something. Don't know though. My nose is killing me. I'm pretty good. Yeah, really excited, or really, you know, feeling good after Kai, so. And preparing for Anime Expo, which is in 1 month. I have a good stream. Yeah. I'll see you later. But I'll be back, like, basically right away. I'm just gonna end the stream and remove the links from social media because, you know, yeah, I'm not gonna be talking on stream anymore. I don't know how long I was live for. I was probably live for like 2 hours or so. I don't know. It was nice typing, learning some stuff, yeah. But yeah. But yeah, Sonny. I'll be going then. I'll be going. Goodbye. Let's see how long I was live for. About an hour and a half. Should be good then. I'll be back.